Hi, I'm Chris, and this is my wife, Sally.
Hi.
And welcome to the podcast Happy-ish, where each week we take one happiness idea and explore it. And this week, we are looking at Ikigai. So we've picked Ikigai as one of our first episodes because it's that important.
Okay.
And can you remember what it is? Put you on the spot now.
Oh, I've written it down on my piece of paper. Am I allowed to look?
So, yeah, because it's a Japanese word, isn't it? And it means something like reason for living. I think that's what it translates as.
I found a definition that I really liked, which was the reason you get out of bed in the morning.
Oh, I like that. I remember years ago, somebody told me the definition of success is when you don't have to get out of bed until the bed rejects you.
The bed rejects you.
So you lie in bed until you've had enough of lying in bed. And I think that's pretty good. No more alarm clocks.
Sounds just like you.
Yeah.
Like you were on the sofa this afternoon.
But I do like the idea of reason to get out of bed or reason for living. What is your reason for living? And I think it also means kind of your purpose in life.
Yeah.
Although recently we went to that conference, didn't we? That brilliant meaning and purpose conference in, where was it? Lisbon. And they said you can have more than one purpose. I mean, I've spent the whole time trying to think what my one purpose is, and they tell me I can have several.
Was that the bit where they said you could have 3, but not more than 5? Was there some weird?
They were saying there isn't such a thing as the meaning of life. There are meanings in your life, and you can have a number of meanings. I think you could go up to 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And so being a parent, let's say, is something that gives a lot of people meaning.
Yeah.
But you don't have to stop at that and say, well, I'm a parent, so I can't do anything else. You can have, you can be
lots of purposes,
making podcasts or writing books or trying to make the world better in any way that you want. There's all sorts of things, or being a musician or something. So I like that idea.
So your purpose can be whatever you're doing right now. It doesn't.
Yes, but it has to fulfill the 4 circles of Ikigai.
Oh yeah, I can tell you those.
What's the first one?
I've got what you love.
Yes, and I think that should be the first one.
Yeah.
Think about what you love doing. And to everybody listening to this, they could think about this as we go through it. And if you're thinking, well, I don't really love anything, then that's a problem. But everybody has something that they love.
Yes.
Music or golf or whatever it is. There's something that they love, isn't there? I mean, there are people who love long distance running and swimming in cold water, for example.
And
madness. And tennis. So start with making a list of everything that you love doing.
Yeah. And everybody has something. You're quite right.
And if you haven't got anything, then try more things till you discover things that you love.
And it's a point of consciousness, isn't it? That you find things that you love. You want to... Yeah. It's about thinking about yourself and looking at what's good around you.
I suppose you might enjoy doing things without realising. So maybe it's a good idea to stand back and think, what actually makes me happy?
Yeah, well, you're possibly taking things for granted. You love gardening, but you become sort of, I have to do the gardening.
Yes.
But actually, when you think about it, that's the thing that makes you happy and you need to do more of that.
You'd certainly miss it if it was gone, which I think is a good test, isn't it? How would I feel if I was not allowed to do any gardening? Or if you couldn't listen to music, how much would you miss it?
Yeah.
Or what about football? Would you miss football?
I didn't get a chance to miss football.
Yeah, see, I would miss football. You wouldn't. But that's fine. So that's love. Okay, so what's the next circle then?
As what you are good at.
Yeah. So of that list of things you love, how many of those things are you good at?
Yeah.
And I think that's an interesting one because you, for example, who are very modest, would probably claim that you're not that good at any of the things that you do. So if you take, for example, knitting.
Yeah.
I think you're really clever at knitting.
Yeah.
The things you knit are amazing, but you'd probably go, oh, this old thing. No, my mum would say it was rubbish or whatever. So I think it's interesting to maybe ask your friends.
I was just going to say, you've hit on a good point there, because sometimes you need to think about, you ask your friends what you're good at. Yeah. Why do they look forward to seeing you? What do you help them with? What are you good at according to people around you? Yes. Not only yourself.
So hopefully most of the things you love, you're good at as well. And I think you're probably going to be better at things you love. In fact, it's probably hard to be good at something you don't love.
Yes.
And I remember learning the piano at school and sort of hating it because Mrs. Bryant was quite strict and I didn't enjoy it. I had to learn scales. And I never got good at it because I just didn't love it, and they didn't ignite my fire of, and so therefore so I think you have to probably love something to be good at it. Although there are things I love that I'm still not good at, like playing the saxophone.
Yeah. But if you take my tennis, for example, I love tennis. I love to watch it. I love everything, all the drama of it, but I'm not very good at it. I'm
You're
good
quite
enough.
Good at it.
I know, but I'm not really good at it,
Yes.
So,
well, I wonder how good you have to be for it to be your reason for living.
Wow, quite.
I think you've got to be good enough. I mean, I think you're good enough at tennis for it to be one of your ikigais, reason to get out of bed.
It is certainly a reason to get out of bed.
Do you leap out of bed thinking, great, it's tennis?
Even just to watch it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think watching tennis is a completely separate thing to playing it. Although it's interesting because you can love watching tennis, but I don't know whether you can claim to be good at watching tennis. So I think the fact that it doesn't really satisfy the second one means that watching something can never be your ikigai. Which I've never thought about that before, but I think that's true.
No. So can we do all of the bit, or maybe shall I do the third bit?
The third circle that I've got is making a difference to other people. Is that the one you had?
What the world needs.
Yeah, because I want to definitely keep the fourth one to last in a minute, the mysterious fourth circle.
Oh, okay.
Don't mention that.
What the world needs.
So the third one is what the world needs. So ideally, you would love something and be good at it.
Yeah.
And it will be something the world needs.
Okay.
And that's the ideal job. So if you love photography, you're good at photography, and the world needs maybe, journalistic photographs of, war zones or something, or some sort of something that will make a difference to the world. If you can capture amazing photos and you're great at it and you love it and you're making the world better, that's almost your life. That's your life purpose, really, isn't it? Those three.
Yeah. So is Ikigai all about a job?
Well, I think the fourth circle actually comes into jobs. I think these first three are your life purpose.
Okay.
But without the fourth one, which we'll come to, it might not be your job. Let's come back to jobs in a minute.
Okay.
But your life purpose is those three things. And there is a theory that everyone has a life purpose if they can only find it. But there's also a theory that some people are just losers and never have a life purpose.
No, but you don't have to be, you don't have to be the president of America or anything that to be your life purpose. You can just be, leader of the PTA or something.
Yes.
Or even just in the PTA.
So we mentioned Mother Teresa briefly in the last episode, and she had a life purpose.
She definitely did.
And she started in quite a small way, and it became bigger. I mean, she became really well known because of it. But she could have just carried on doing it in a really small way and just, having one place where she helped the homeless. Is that what she did? I've suddenly realised I can't remember. And so she could have been helping the children on the streets of Calcutta, wasn't it, I think? And she could have just done that in a small way her whole life, and that would have been a life purpose, and it would have been fine. So your life purpose can be small.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you what yours is now.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to work out what mine is. But even making this podcast...
But does it make you happier knowing your life purpose? That's the question. That's what we're asking about. Are you happy because you found...
The answer is yes, hugely. Because partly of the fourth circle, which we'd better get on to.
Okay.
So the fourth circle is...
What can you be paid for?
Yes, money. And the fourth circle has got to be last. You must never start with the money and think, I reckon I could make money unblocking people's drains. Because will you enjoy it? Will you be good at it? I mean, it probably is what people want.
Yeah.
A job is probably just money and what people want. But a really good job is something that you're really good at and that you love and that people want, and you can earn money.
So you don't think you can bring Ikigai to whatever it is you're doing at the moment?
What, me personally? You mean?
No, I don't mean you personally. I mean, all our lovely listeners who are wanting to be happier. So they're doing the drains. And so can you bring your love and your
I think if you
to it?
If you earn a living unblocking drains but you don't love it, I think you should look for something else. And you might be able to vary it slightly into being a drain advisor, or having high-tech equipment that goes down the drains and you might be able to diversify in something that you love. But if you just hate everything to do with drains, then I think you should find something different.
Yes, probably, if you hate everything to do with it.
I think the search must go on for your Ikigai. I think everybody should when I say should, I mean, don't have to listen to me, do they? but in my life, certainly, I've been looking for my Ikigai and mostly failing to find it my whole life. Because the first job I did was an engineer, for example, and I just wasn't very good at it.
But maybe...
And then I was a manager, I didn't enjoy it. And but I didn't carry on doing that. I just thought, I've got to find something that I will enjoy. So I think the search must go on. I think it should be on everybody's minds all the time.
But what I'm asking is whether you can bring Ikigai to... So can you make it something that you love? Can you look for the part of it that you love, that you, in one's current position?
Yeah, I think you can.
Can you bring consciousness and happiness to all these things?
You mean to have a positive attitude and
so
focus
you're
on
being
the good
paid
bits.
for it. So you can't necessarily, not everybody, people might be in different positions where they have to have a job that that is necessary.
Yeah.
And so they can bring some happiness to it themselves, some Ikigai to it.
Well,
they're being paid for it, something to get them out of bed.
Having to earn a living and doing a job you don't love is a tricky one, isn't it? Because people go, well, not everyone can choose their job. And I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think, firstly, I think people might have more control than they realise over the jobs they choose. And I think there are some people, definitely, who believe they're stuck in a job when actually they could apply for other jobs and do different things. And there are other things out there that they've probably never considered.
Yeah.
But I also think you can evolve your job from within. So when you have your annual appraisal or whatever, you can say to your boss, this is the bit I love, and I'd love to do a bit more of that. And this bit I don't really like. Could I go and see customers more?
Yeah.
Or could I spend more time coding or whatever? And if you evolve your job by, let's say, 10% a year, it can be completely different in only a few years.
Yeah.
So I actually think if you have an objective, you can move towards it, job-wise.
And that's what I mean with the coming back to Ikigai.
Yes.
Is that can you Ikigai wherever you are?
I think you can.
Yeah.
And I just think Ikigai is such a great idea because being good at something you don't enjoy is not good enough. Just because you're good at it, you have to enjoy it. And if you enjoy something, but you're never going to be any good at it, keep doing it. Have it as a fun thing, but also keep looking for your real Ikigai as well.
Yeah.
So we both love watching tennis, and that's great, but we can't die one day going, well, at least we watched a lot of tennis. We have to do more than that.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a really good starting point for thinking about what your life is for. And just one more quick story about Charles Mingus, who Who's he? He's a jazz bass player who you wouldn't like at all, actually, because he's pretty far out, crazy jazz. He's on the limit of what I can comprehend, really, jazz. And I quite like far out jazz. But he was given a trumpet when he was... Who would give a child a trumpet? But anyway, he was
not
given
their parents.
Somebody who didn't like his parents gave him a trumpet. And he just was really bad at it and didn't like it. But instead of thinking, oh, he'll never be musical, they gave him a drum kit instead. and he was really bad at the drums as well. But they still persisted. I think it actually was his parents trying to find his Ikigai. Okay. And they gave him a bass guitar. And apparently, as soon as he put his hands on the bass guitar, he just knew that that's what he was destined to play. It just felt right. He was just born to play the bass.
Okay.
And so that's what he did. And he became one of the most famous jazz bass players. But imagine if he had given up at the trumpet or given up at the stage of the drums and thought, well, I'm never going to do music, So the search must go on because somewhere out there is the thing for you. It may not be a musical instrument, but to everybody listening to this, there is something out there if they can only find it. And so you just got to experiment. You just got to try loads of things and, try doing photography and try gardening and try lots of different sports because there might be, maybe golf is the thing that you were destined to do and you won't know till you pick up a golf club or whatever.
Or be an engineer. So really, Ikigai is to inspire people to keep searching for their...
I think so.
For their whatever it is that...
And I'm really glad I didn't carry on being an engineer for my whole life, being a bad one. And I'm glad I didn't carry on being a manager, being quite a good one, but not really enjoying it.
Okay.
And I'm glad I ended up doing training and making training courses video courses and things, because I think that actually is my Ikigai. I found it was when when I became a university lecturer, it was like a fish dropping into water and thinking, at last, I've been going through treacle or poo or whatever my previous jobs felt like. And once somebody at a council, I was training a council, and this person said, Chris, there's no point in trying to do anything because we're just minnows in a sea of poo. And that's what this guy said to me. And so I'm just really glad I left the previous jobs, which did feel like I was swimming through a sea of poo, really. And it was just like suddenly I was just swimming in water and doing the thing I was born to do.
Fantastic.
And it was only pure chance I discovered it. And so I would urge people to just keep looking, keep experimenting. Don't take big, crazy risks. I mean, if you can dip a toe into something or do a side hustle, you just got to keep looking for your Ikigai, haven't you? Because it's out there somewhere.
And it will be easier to put in the work when it's something that you love, when it's the thing that gets you up in the morning.
Yes.
Because all these things still take attention and work.
They take work, but it doesn't feel like work.
No. Okay.
When you're away for the weekend, do you know what I do?
Well, you certainly don't do the washing up. I can tell you that much.
No, because I've been doing something more important. I sometimes quickly shove it all in the machine just before you get back when your car's on the drive. But no, what I do is I work. I think, great, she's away for 2 days. I'm going to design that creativity course, or I'm going to edit a load of videos or whatever.
Fantastic.
Because it doesn't feel like work. So if I've got a big chunk of time, I work because I love it that much. I know that sounds sad and weird, and everybody's going to think, well, he's obviously a bit odd. But if you can find something you really like, it doesn't feel like work.
That's right. You never do a day of work.
Yeah.
When you found what you love or something.
That's right. Like so that's the goal. Anyway, that's probably enough exploring Ikigai.
Yeah,
I would really urge people to think about it.
And it is another thing to bring your consciousness to what you're doing.
Yes.
It's another thing to just inspire you to be happy.
And people can Google it if they want to see a diagram of it. Just Google Ikigai. You can see a picture of the 4 circles. You want to find the intersection right in the middle of the 4. Should we do our quote?
Oh, yes.
So each week we pick out a quotation from our pot of random happy quotes. And yes, you're going to pull this one out. Well, let's see. We'll just spend 1 minute discussing whatever we draw out of the pot.
Do you want to read today's, or is this mine?
You read today. You read it out. Get the glasses on.
Oh. Life is what happens while you're planning something else. Now, I think this was... one of the Beatles that said this.
Was it? It could have been. I don't know who said it, but I like it.
John Lennon.
Are they saying there's no point in planning? Really?
No, they're saying pay attention to all of life.
Yeah.
While you're planning stuff, that is life.
Yes. And also fun. They're saying that fun is really important, aren't they?
Yeah.
So if you spend your whole time planning, you miss out on the fun. And I was going to say, we've got some friends like that, but actually I'm a bit like that. If I'm not careful, I spend too much time planning.
Yeah.
And ideally, you would do some planning because you can't achieve big things without planning.
No.
But you would also make sure you had fun along the way as well.
Yeah.
If you could do both.
Yeah.
I like it. That's a good quote by somebody.
I think
Let's say it's John Lennon.
Let's say it's John Lennon.
If we've got it wrong, you can mail in and tell us.
Later.
So, okay, so that's Ikigai.
Okay.
And thank you for that conversation.
You're welcome.
We will see everybody again next time. Don't forget to click on subscribe to get all our episodes available on all platforms.
Oh,
and if you thought and if you thought this was interesting, tell your friends as well. And we will see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye.